Okay. Okay, Siri or Zoom lady, let's do this. All right, here is the title and the Zoom link. Here we go. Copy. And then go live on Facebook. Here we are. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. And then this is the title. Copy. Paste. Share to your group league of badass butterflies. All right, go live. This meeting is being live streamed. Hey. All right, let me make sure this is coming up on Facebook. I do not want to find out later on that it never broadcast. That would be ridiculous. Here we go. All right, here we go. And let me make sure it's in the right place. Okay. All right. So, hi, everybody. It is Crystalline here. And, okay, wait, hold on. Look, y'all, let me actually get my notes up here before I even start talking. Boom. Okay. But I don't even see the title. Here we go. Here are the notes. Okay, hi everybody, it's Crystalline, and I'm really excited to be with you today. I'm excited to be talking to you about our topic because it is so freaking important. And without what we're talking about today, it is so difficult to be successful in your divine coaching business. And it's not even difficult just in your business. It's difficult in your relationships. It's difficult in your health. It's difficult in whatever business you want to do or whatever work you want to do. It's difficult in your friendships. And what I'm talking about is authority. Now, let me tell you the name of today's session because I don't want to complicate it, but I might have made it a little bit complicated. It's a long title, okay? So the name of today's session is Rock Your Chakras. Learn how to clear, unlock, and rock. Clear, unlock, pew, 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 and rock. Woo! The 7 levels of energetic authority in your spirit, your mind, and your body. All right. So what does that all mean? Well, what it means is you are a human being and you are light. Okay. You are light. You are God. You are source energy. You are the divine. But you don't necessarily experience that on all levels of your being because you have some issues, okay? You have some mind blockages. The mind, the brain thinks it's in control as opposed to the heart or the feeling nature and the intuition. Your brain thinks it's in control and it's blocking your energetic centers that give you authority. So today we're going to talk about that in depth. And I want to make sure that everybody is here with me. So is anybody here? Yes. Look, and y'all, I'm working this by myself. Normally, you know, I have my Rebecca with me, and Rebecca had to take off today, so she's not with me. So forgive me if I'm a little bit slow in getting things to you all, but I will get it done. I see that Jew is here. Hey, Jew, glad that you can join us. Monica, don't hurt nobody. Look, I wanted to go on to one of your posts that I saw today, and I wanted to say, hey, don't kill him now. Because you were on fire. You are feeling your feels. And you have a long novel there. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I'm not going to read all that because I'm doing something else. Hopefully it's whatever you've written has something important to do with what we're talking about today. But thank you for joining. And Kim is here. Hey, Kim, it's good to see you. Thank you for joining. So what I'm talking about today is how to find authority within yourself through your energy centers, through your chakras, okay? Now, you all know that I personally don't like to try to just go all into positivity and go all into light without dealing with the shadow. So we're going to talk about how to have this authority, which is light, through your chakras, but we're going to look at how to access that light by looking at the limiting beliefs that are holding you back from experiencing the light. All right. So this is what we're going to be doing today. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I will have a workbook for you in a second, but let's get some positive energy here. Will you please, if you're excited about this topic, will you drop some confetti or some fire or some happy faces or some hearts in the comments, okay? And if you're watching this live, please type #live in the comments. And if you're watching the replay, please type in #replay. Also, you all giving the video a thumbs up or putting a heart on it is also extremely helpful for me and for what I'm doing here in my work. So I'd appreciate it if you all would do that for me as well. Okay. All right. So I've got a couple of announcements, okay? And the first announcement is one that you've heard me mention before, and it is for those of you who have made the decision to become a certified spiritual life coach. And look, if you have made this important decision for yourself and you would like to have personalized guidance and mentorship to help you develop your unique signature healing program. And if you want that kind of intimate help to help you learn how to be a really good coach, okay, which is also important, okay, you need excellent coping skills. You need excellent coping skills, but you need excellent coaching skills in order to help people overcome their difficulties, right? So if you want my help with that, I would love to work with you. I want to talk to you about that. So I want to invite you to partner with me in building your divine coaching business. So getting you certified as a coach and helping you build your divine coaching business would be my pleasure, right? So what I would help you do is I would help you tell your story of triumph over trauma, because I know you've been through some things, right? So I'd help you tell that story. And from that story, I would help you build your healing and your unique signature healing program that will help other people heal and transform in their lives, right? I'll also help you build the entire business system that you need in order to bring you a steady flow of clients so that you're able to teach, you're able to coach and inspire these people that you want to help. All right. So if you are interested in doing that and working with me, then I want to invite you to book yourself in for a strategy call. And I am putting a link in the comments for those of you who want to take on this awesome project with me. All right. And thank y'all for the fire and the hearts and the hashtag live. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate that. I can feel the love. So look, I want to also get you all, so this is my second announcement for today. I want to get you all ready for what we're doing here in the League of Badass Butterflies this month. So I had mentioned last week that we're going to do boot camp, and we're not doing boot camp this month. Well, I'm going to do boot camp in a couple of months. Instead, I have another program that I want to take you all through, and the dates of the program. So just mark your calendar. I'll tell you more about the program in the coming weeks. But the program is called Elevate Your Lifestyle, and it's an initiation. So it's like an invitation into spiritual life coaching, and it really challenges you to make this thing real in your life. So it's an initiation and a challenge, okay? So the Elevate Your Lifestyle initiation and challenge, it begins the week of April 30th, and it lasts for about 5 days. So it starts on Sunday, April 30th, and it goes until Saturday, May 6th, I think that is, something like that. Okay, so like I said, I'll tell you more about that, and we will get the sign up page ready for that, and we'll start getting the documents ready so that you can get the workbooks and all that kind of thing, and it'll be fun leading up to it. Now, leading up to that event, we are going to be talking about your coaching, your spiritual coaching toolbox. So what's in your spiritual coaching toolbox? And we'll be talking about three really important things that three things I think are really important. Other coaches might think some other things are more important. But for me, these three things are really significant. So please, I hope you'll be excited to join me. We're going to be talking about the three tools that will be in or should be in your spiritual life coaching toolbox. They are shadow work, so we'll talk about that next week. Healing, which we'll talk about the week after that. And then the third week, we're going to talk about light work, okay, light work. And I've got very particular definitions of those things, and I'm going to talk to you about how I use them. I get terrific results with my clients. I have a fantastic client database. We get incredible results, and these are three techniques that I use. So I want to share them with you because you're building your business, and I know this is important for you. You need to learn the things that you need. All right. So that's what's happening this month in the League of Badass Butterflies. If you all have any questions about any of this stuff or anything that I'm saying, then please go ahead and type your questions into the comments, and I'm more than happy to address them. You can also post your comments in the group. All right. Okay, so here we go. So can you all, I would like for you in the comments right now to give me your definition of authority. How do you personally define authority? I know how I define it, and obviously I'm going to talk to you about that. But I want to ask you all how you all define it, and I want to talk to you first as we're talking about authority in your energetic system. I want us to get on the same page with our definition. All right. So for me, authority is connection to divinity. And for me, authority is understanding that I am the creator of my life, and of the things that I experience. That is full, true authority. And along with that understanding of my power, because the ability to create my life and the experiences that I'm having in it is exceptionally powerful. It is, it is, it is an incredible amount of power. Authority also means accepting that power, welcoming it, and using it responsibly. So having authority involves also having responsibility, taking responsibility, and as I said, using your authority wisely. All right. So as a spiritual life coach, or as a certified spiritual life coach, your authority gets validated in a few different ways, okay? So you have your internal authority, but you also need some authority in the three-dimensional world. So your authority gets validated by the clients that you have healed and transformed. So the more people that you have helped heal and you've helped overcome difficulties, that gives you more authority. Because let me tell you, when you've worked with one person, you understand that one kind of experience. When you've worked with 100 people, you've deepened your experience and you've learned a lot more about the things that people go through and their different perspectives, and taking different people through your healing program really helps your brain expand so that you are becoming more broad, intelligent, and authoritative in the work that you're doing, okay? So helping people heal and transform, and the more you can do that, the more authority you gain, right? Having testimonials from the clients with whom you've worked also gives you tremendous authority, because that's outward authority that people can actually read about other people's experiences with you and with the work that you have done. Testimonials are another affirmation of your authority. And by the way, authority is another way of saying qualified. What qualifies you to be a life coach? What gives you the authority to be a life coach, right? So the people that you've worked on, learning from them and expanding yourself by working with lots of people, that gives you authority. Getting testimonials and feedback from people helps people understand that you have authority, and it helps people understand how you help people transform as well. Receiving certification, okay, from an institution or from a program like mine proves that you have mastered some kind of process that someone else has created. So with my Badass Butterfly spiritual life coach certification and business building, it's very rigorous. Oh my God, it is so rigorous. And it cracks me up because my students love to tell me how rigorous it is. They're like, Crystalline, this is mind blowing. And I say, I know, right? It came from God. I just channeled it. But it's rigorous, and it requires you to think. It requires you to connect to God. It requires you to reach out to your spirit guides. It requires you to listen to the people around you. It requires you to get in touch with pain and to understand pain. It requires you to stand with that pain, but not to be broken down by that pain. It requires you to transform that pain, to alchemize it, to raise the vibration so that it turns into light so that you can heal. And, okay, that was all ethereal stuff. My program and my certification program also requires you to learn how to be how to be a businesswoman. It requires you to learn how to write your spiritual philosophy. It requires you to learn how to make videos. It requires you to learn how to put yourself out there and to share your knowledge with people. And it requires you to learn how to generate clients and income. Whew. That is a big program. My program is 40 weeks. When you've gone through that, when you've gone through 40 weeks of working with this goddess right here, okay, with this alchemizer, this change maker, you feel like you have authority. And let me tell you something, you have earned it. All of my girls have earned their badass butterfly wings, and they share their work with joy. So this is where you get authority as well. Gaining authority by going through a rigorous, thought-provoking, powerful program will help you go into your business knowing that you have done the work, knowing that you have the things in place to be of true service and high quality service to the people that you want to serve. All right. And I've got one more thing that is going to validate your authority. And that is you taking the time to clearly articulate through writing and through videos, through the spoken word, your message of healing, transformation, and spirituality. I call that your spiritual philosophy, okay? And that is something we all have, a philosophy. Every one of us has a philosophy. The difference between you and me is that my philosophy is well documented, okay? And not only is it well documented, I also teach it. People hear my philosophy, they see it in writing, okay? They hear it through the videos or they hear it with me in session, and they say, yes, that philosophy resonates with me. I like your philosophy, okay? And they then need to embody that philosophy so that they can have those beautiful outcomes as well in their life. And obviously, you're learning about my philosophy here. I'm telling you right now about my philosophy around authority. And my philosophy is basically saying, girl, you a child of God. You are a child of the divine. Act like it. Okay? That is my philosophy in a nutshell. All right? Okay, let me pause right here and let me check in with you all and see, where's my Facebook group? Who's here with me? Who's here? Let's see. I've still got Monica, a greater power new moon. How about going through similar obstacles as those put on your path prior to helping them, only after you've healed? Monica, I think that what you're asking is like, you've gone through some things, and you're asking, do you have to be healed from those things before you start helping other people? And the answer to that question is yes and no. Okay, yes and no. You don't need to be perfectly healed, but you do need to be on the path of healing. And look, for some of us, no. For all of us, the path of healing is long and it spans our lives. Now, don't get me wrong. You are going to have pockets of growth and healing and transformation. Okay, just like a caterpillar grows and it breaks through its skin. Okay, that is a normal process. It takes in more, it grows and breaks through its skin. That's what we do as well. And that is a valid healing process. So the process of growth and expansion is a valid healing process. So while you're growing, you're learning. And what you've learned, you can teach to other people because you've learned that. Okay? Now, should you try to teach someone something that you have no real understanding of? Of course not. But girl, you know a lot. You know a lot. And what you do as a beginning coach is you start with what you know. And you create programs based on what you know. And the beautiful thing is that when you start coaching other people and you start taking them through the things that you know, you expand even more. It's an incredible process. Even just in building your very first coaching program, the amount of work that you have to do to understand how to create a coaching program is an exceptionally healing process. I just had one of my students today, yesterday we did a session, and she's on this journey of building her program, and she opened up something. We went into one of her memories. Okay, we're helping her build her program. She went into one of her memories, and my God, watching her, and she's so clear. She's so articulate around these spiritual things, you know. I'm watching Monica, with your writing, you write very clearly. When we have clarity around spirituality, that is a gift. And there's so much that spirit allows to come through us as we are taking on these wonderful channelings that are coming through spirit. Okay, so in response to the question that I think that you're asking, the answer is, don't worry about being healed. Just give what you already have and trust that more healing is going to come. All right. Jew's definition of authority is the ability to have power and mastery in our actions based on wisdom. Based on wisdom, both inside and also outside of us. It requires a lot of work to build authority, I think. Jew, I think that this is such a beautiful expression of authority. I think it is a beautiful definition. And I think that you are absolutely right. So yes, I take that on. I invite that that definition to meld with my understanding. Hey, Linda, I'm so glad that you are here. I'm so glad that you are here. Thanks for joining us today. Monica says, okay, that's not exactly what I'm asking, but you feel me, you can only heal to the degree of your healing, I feel. Yeah, I think that's what we're saying. We're saying the same thing, Monica. But your clients can grow you as you grow them, as your purpose dictates, I feel. 100% my sentiments exactly, darling. And yes, thank you, thank you. You're welcome, you are welcome. Very good. So, ladies, as you're going forward with your coaching, I want to remind us all that we are light, and that light is God, the light of God. That is at our core. That is our truth. We are obviously here living the illusion of being a human being, living in this illusion of finite time. And this is a joy. This is a pleasure. This is an honor. Okay, this is an honor, even when it hurts. Okay, it is an honor to be alive, right? So understanding that the light of God is our source, that alone establishes our authority. We are also blessed with an ego and an experience and the limitations of what we came into earth to experience as our human selves, okay? So the idea is to always find that God self within ourselves, which is why we have these 7 levels of authority that I'm going to be talking to you about today, which are in your chakras, okay? So Your chakras, you all know that chakras are energy centers and they are connected to nerve endings. They are associated with nerve endings and with organs in our bodies, okay? So there are 7 major chakras, although there are lots of meridians and other chakras, and there are auric chakras, and there are energetic chakras even within our aura, is what I'm saying. So we're going to focus, though, just because I want us to be able to relate to what I'm talking about very easily. I'm talking about the 7 major chakras. That is your crown, your third eye, your throat, your heart, your solar plexus, your sacral, and your root chakra. Okay, your 7 major chakras. Those chakras are associated, obviously, with a color of the rainbow. But each color of the rainbow is associated with a frequency of light. And each frequency of light is a way of source energy expressing itself. Okay, so what I'm basically saying with today's talk is that there are 7 ways within your body for you to connect and express the divine light of God. And what I want you to do is to clear away the muck that's blocking those 7 energy centers so that you can express the light of God in these 7 levels, okay? So let's talk about that and let's use the workbook. So if you want today's workbook, please, in the comments, type the word workbook, all right? So if you're on Facebook or on Zoom and you want the workbook, please type the word workbook, and I'm going to get that to you. I'm going to get that to you like this. All right, who has typed the word workbook? Hey, Raven. Hi, Kim and Teresa. Teresa, you made it. I'm so glad. Woohoo. I'm so happy. It's good to see you, darling. Okay, so look, there's Ju wants the workbook too. Of course, Ju wants the workbook. What? Yes, of course. All right, so Raven, I've got yours. Kim, and look, I'm linking these to you all so that you can find them easily in the chat. We normally DM the workbook to you. Rebecca normally does that. But because she's not here, I'm going to just pop it to you here in the chat. And I want to make sure that you get it. Ju, did you get yours? I don't think Ju got hers. Hold on. Ju, there you are. There you go, Ju. Yours is there now. Cool. I think I've gotten it to everyone who has requested it. If I did not, y'all let me know. Okay. All right. So this workbook, I think, is going to be a lot of fun. So let me go ahead and share my screen, and I'm going to talk to you about this. Actually, before I share my screen, I'm going to just talk to you a little bit about what we're doing. Okay, so your chakras, okay, boom, all these chakras are ways, okay, they are portals through which God expresses itself through you, okay? With your crown, it expresses your divinity, your light, your creativity, your connection to the divine, your wonderful ideas through your crown chakra. Through your third eye chakra, the divine expresses knowledge, insight, connections, thinking, okay? Thoughts, ideas that are communicated or structured, okay? So the crown is also about ideas and information and creativity, but it's unstructured. It's the pouring in of light, unstructured. The third eye gives structure. So this is the divine coming in and giving structure, bringing concepts. Through the throat, it's expression. So whether it's expressed through music, through speech, through the written word, through affection, okay, through communication, right? This is the the throat chakra. The heart expresses through feelings, through love, through radiation, okay? Sending out energy through the heart. With the solar plexus, the divine is expressing itself through the force of will, the power of will. I will. This is starting, things shift, okay? The higher chakras are about the divine. Once we move from the heart, we start getting into you, who you as a person, okay? This is the exchange. We go from upper to lower, and this solar plexus is about you expressing your will, your desire, your I want to create and I will create. It is your force of energy, your inner sun, okay? So this is, a lot of people say your ego lives in your solar plexus, okay? Your sacral chakra is about how you create and how you connect with other beings. So this is your womb space. This is where your ideas incubate and you nurture and you nourish, right? So this is where you nourish the divine within you. You nourish your ideas. You feed, you grow your ideas. And that energy, that the divine is expressing itself through the way you love, the way you connect, through your relationships, the way you feel, and invite those into your sacred space. And the root chakra is about how the divine gives birth, how the divine shows up into the world, how the divine is given structure. Here in the third eye, it's given structure in the form of a concept, but through the root chakra, it's given structure in the form of tangibles, okay? So this is a general, broad kind of look at the chakra system. And why it's important, because what I'm saying is I want you to have authority in your divinity, authority in your concepts, in your thinking process, authority in your communication, authority in how you spread love, authority in how you will, how you desire, and how you go out into the world, how you make things happen. Authority in how you connect, authority in how you nurture, how you bring in, and how you give. And authority in how you construct, how you build, how you give birth. Okay, so I hope that is clear for everyone. If you have any questions, you all, type it in. And actually, I want to know that I'm making sense, because y'all, look, this is my spiritual philosophy. This is what I channel. I sit down in the mornings, okay, and I sit down with God and I listen and I be typing and I be like channeling stuff, okay? I want to know what you all understand me to be saying. So type into the comments what you think I'm talking about, all right? Because if I'm off, I want to know, all right? But I also want to know how you all are receiving me, okay? And receiving this information. So with this information, ooh, too many windows open. Here we go. Can't find the stuff that I need. So, why is all of this important? Why do you need authority on these 7 levels? Well, in order to feel successful as a spiritual life coach and healer, you need to know within yourself that you can be effective, that you are effective on all levels, okay? You don't want to be one-sided. You're not going to feel great as a coach if you are half-assing things, or if you don't know things, or if you think that you're not whole, if you think somehow that you're not right. It's going to be very difficult for you to show up with authority in your work. So this is why I'm talking about this. Also, your clients need to know that you are capable, okay? That you can deliver on the promises that you make. And yes, as a coach, you are making promises all the time, okay? When I say come into my program, I'm going to help you build your business, that is a fucking promise. Do you think that I'm not promising you that I'm going to help you build your business? Of course I'm promising. When you create a program that offers healing, what do you think? You're not promising healing? Of course you're promising healing. Well, in order to make a promise, I know some of you are already cringing. I feel you cringing at what I'm talking about right now. I felt that. There were some of you who were like, oh, no, I felt that. That is so fucking funny. You guys are cracking me up right now. Yes, number one, okay, so this is why you need authority, because people who are in authority, especially when they understand that this authority is divine and it's an energetic thing, when you feel that, you are not afraid to make promises because you know who you are. And those of you who are not in authority do not know who you are, and you do not feel comfortable making promises. And I agree with you, because if you do not know who the fuck you are, you don't need to be making fucking promises. You don't need to be doing this work. Okay, you don't need to call yourself a life coach, and you don't need to call yourself a healer. But don't think that that means you need to be perfect. I am not perfect, okay? I am imperfect, and I'm fucking happy about it, because it's through that imperfection that I have authority. I own my imperfection. I know that I'm a human. I'm a divine being having a human experience. And it's the divinity that has the authority. So when I clean my chakras and I make sure that I am nurturing them and keeping them open to receive the divine, I have authority because I know the divine is working through me. It's not Crystalline Bell who's the great coach. It's my higher self that's the great coach that I let come through these chakras, okay? So it is Crystalline who curses. My higher self doesn't really abide my cursing, okay? But my higher self definitely comes through and helps my clients transform. And it's my higher self that created this program. It was not my ego, okay? So you all have to understand that your job as a spiritual life coach is not to be perfect, but to be open to your higher self and to embrace your humanity, to say, hey, I'm imperfect, but I'm a fucking do what I promised you to do. And it may not come out gracefully. Okay. How many of you have given birth to children? I have not. But if you've given birth to a child, that's a messy ass process, okay? It is messy and it is not always graceful, but it is so graceful. It is so full of grace, even when it's ugly done, okay? I know of a woman who was in labor for 2 days. She refused to go to the hospital. She wanted to give birth to her baby at home. It was her first baby. Okay, she was sloppy about it. She didn't know what to do. She was awkward. She was nervous. She was afraid. She couldn't relax for 48 hours. She finally relaxed, gave birth to that baby. I think she told me her baby was dry. I cannot remember if I might be mixing up my stories. But then she learned it. And she's had 5 babies at home, all boys, by the way. Her following babies, no problem. She and the dad at home catching their babies as they come through the womb space. Okay. I think that's a beautiful process. But my point is, you don't have to be perfect. You are going to grow through by saying yes to your divine calling to be a coach. You are going to grow and expand. Okay. All right. Excellent. Okay. You all are following me. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. And Ju, I'm glad this resonates. She says, it's such a beautiful way to explain the chakra system. It gave me so much clarity and deeper understanding. Really loved it. I'm glad that it resonated. Thank you, darling. I appreciate that. Yes, and my physical body died 27 hours into it and had to be zapped. During birth, Monica? Look, I love these birth stories. One of my students, Janine, has an incredible birth story for both of her sons. Absolutely, like so much power coming through. Getting back on track here, y'all. My point is that you're a life coach with a divine calling, and it's not even just about coaching. It's about being the person that you are. Okay, being the woman that you are, being the androgynous being that you are, however you identify yourself, however you call yourself. It is about being who you are and understanding that the divine is within you and moving forward, knowing that. Okay, so let's get into the work and into the workbook. All right. Oh, she closed the workbook. No, I did not. Here it is. It is open. Okay. So Zoom and share screen. Boom, share. Here we go. All right. So this workbook is called The 7 Limiting Beliefs That Block Your True Authority. All right. So this workbook, as you can tell from the image, this workbook is dealing with the shadow, because the only thing that is blocking your light is your shadow. Okay. It's not anything like the light is already there. The only thing that you have to do is wipe the shadows from your eyes, and then you will see the light, and the light will come through your chakras. For me, limiting beliefs are the shadow. And I want to tell you why I feel this way. Okay. I want to give you a little bit of an understanding. So right now, my name is Crystalline Bell. Okay. I'm Crystalline Bell, and I am Badass Butterfly. Now, believe it or not, I don't talk to caterpillars because I'm a butterfly and I don't speak the language of caterpillars. Not anymore. I used to, because I was a caterpillar once upon a time. Now, though, I speak the language of the badass butterfly. This is language that is empowered, and it takes responsibility, and it has authority. You can hear my authority in my voice, right? You can probably see it written on my face. Authority. Now, I'm talking to the badass butterfly in you. You may not have broken free of the cocoon yet, okay? You might still be in that cocoon, but it doesn't mean that your butterfly is not there, okay? Your butterfly is there, and that's who I'm talking to, all right? So if you're identifying with your caterpillar mind, okay, you cannot process what I'm saying. If you're identifying with your caterpillar self, you don't get it, all right? Because what I'm talking about is flight. Flight, butterfly wings, okay? Flight. So caterpillars are meant to crawl and climb, okay? If they want to get up high, they got to climb up high. Butterflies are built to soar and fly and surf the wind. Okay? So I'm talking to your inner badass butterfly. All right? So I want to help her wake up, and I want to help her break free from the shell of her old caterpillar self. And I want to help her step into her true authority. So we're doing work to help deal with that part of you that feels trapped in the caterpillar body and mind. Okay? So the caterpillar represents the old aspect of ourselves that needs to die so that the new butterfly self can be fully born into the world. And this is a fact. The butterfly can't be born into the world unless the caterpillar dies, because the butterfly has to nibble or eat or consume the caterpillar innards, right? That stuff becomes the nutrition that feeds the butterfly. So your old ideas, that's what I eat, my old ideas for breakfast. Like, oh, yeah, that was good. That nourished me. I learned. All right. I'm joking. I eat nectar for breakfast. I'm joking, y'all. I mean, I'm not joking. I eat nectar. I'm a butterfly, I eat nectar. Okay. But still, though, those old ideas of the caterpillar actually are taken in by the butterfly while it's in the cocoon, so that it becomes nourished, okay, and it can actually grow strong based on the old stuff. So the caterpillar represents old beliefs, old thought patterns, old habits, and old actions that must die so that we as the badass butterfly can be born with new beliefs that expand us. Okay, we fly now. We have a different perspective than the crawling caterpillar. We fly. So we need new beliefs that match flight. Okay, we need new thought patterns that affirm our healed, awakened self. Okay, and that shape our new reality with beauty, grace, and affirmations of love. Right? So the old mind can't do that. You can't keep associating with a caterpillar and expect to be a butterfly. So we also need new habits, okay? And habits are protective, okay? So when you have the habit of overeating because you're emotional, okay, that's a habit, and that's protective. That's protecting you from having to feel the pain of that, whatever it is that you're experiencing. So that's a habit that's protective. Well, as a butterfly, you can't do that. Okay, we can't do that. Okay, because otherwise we can't fly. We can't create. All right, so you need new habits that are also protective, right? Protective of your open heart, protective of your open mind, protective of your creativity, protective of your unconditional love, protective of your boundaries, okay? You're a badass butterfly now. You need habits that are protective, okay? Meditation is a protective habit, okay? Yoga is a protective habit. Eating, the habit of eating good, wholesome food that is organic and eating small quantities of it, that is protective. Okay, these are new things. It's not what the caterpillar does. All right. And lastly, the caterpillar's reactions to life for the badass butterfly, they are inspired actions that are bold and that reflect the fearlessness that comes from our certainty in God. Do you all understand what I'm talking about? I want to know that you all are getting this. So let me know what you're receiving in the comments, okay? So today's session is about awakening that inner badass butterfly and helping the old caterpillar self die, all right? So what we're going to do is look at those 7 limiting beliefs that block your true authority, which is the ability for your badass butterfly divine self to come through and live in this life through you. All right. So 3 cheers to Rebecca for designing the layout of this beautiful workbook. Thank you, Rebecca, who's not here today. So what you're going to do is we're going to look at each, what we're going to do is look at each belief. I have the instructions written down here, by the way, I just skipped through them. But what we're going to do is we're going to look at each negative belief, because there's one negative belief that kind of rules each chakra. All right. We're going to, or that not rules, but that tries to rule, that wants to rule, that is trying to get in there, okay, to take over each chakra. All right. So what we're going to do is look at the belief, and we're going to write down one situation where we recognize this belief to be true for you as a healer and a coach. Okay. We're going to ask ourselves, how does this belief stop you from thriving as a spiritual healer and life coach? All right. Then what you're going to do for the next step, for each belief, you're going to write down how you have given this belief power and authority in your decisions to become a spiritual life coach, okay? Or how you've given this belief authority. And if you don't have this particular belief around your coaching business, you can use it toward your personal life. But obviously we're life coaches, and I'm trying to help you like become a better coach and be really successful and to thrive in your coaching business. So that's why I have it this way. But if you find that there's a belief that like, that's not something that resonates, like, because, you know, I have a really open crown chakra. I don't have a lot of issues around my crown, but that root chakra, baby, I got some big issues. Okay. So you might be stronger in some areas and weaker in others, and that's perfectly okay. Just see if you can relate to what I'm talking about, especially because this kind of work that you do with yourself, you can apply to your clients. And that, of course, is gold. All right. And then step 3 is going to be to write down the price you and your potential clients are paying by you holding on to this belief. All right. So we're going to do these 3 steps for each chakra. All right. So we are, by the way, having the Elevate Your Lifestyle Challenge. So there's a link to go ahead and sign up for that here. All right. So go ahead and do that whenever you can. All right. So let's start off, and I give you an example of how to do this. So if you need an example later, then you can do it. And look, y'all, I'm not going to give you a lot of time to do this right now. This is going to be more for your home fun, but I want to just give you the information around each chakra so that you can do this, because this is going to take a lot of time. You need to think about this and work through this. It should take you a couple of hours to get through this particular assignment. Okay. All right. So let's look at the crown chakra. The limiting belief for the crown chakra is I am separated from source, right? So your crown chakra is about connecting to the divine. The limiting belief here is that I'm disconnected from source. I'm separate. I am not source. I am not source energy. I'm Crystal, or I'm Angela, right? I'm not God. No, you got to own that. So write down where you recognize this belief to be true. Again, I'd like for you to look at your coaching business or your approach to coaching, okay? Your approach to being a successful, badass coach, okay? So where do you recognize this to be true? This could be, I'm going to give you an old mindset that I used to have, right? I thought that I was separate from source, and I actually thought that I wasn't going to be, I thought that I'd always be struggling as a coach. And I did struggle. And it's not that I thought that I would always be struggling. What I thought was, things are hard for me. It's hard for me to be successful. Okay. And that thought came because I didn't recognize that I was like the power of source in me. I didn't recognize it. I knew it, like, oh, I know source, but for me, it's hard. And I was so wrapped up in my ego, and my ego was ruling me. So I was living an ego-based life. All right. So that's an example of this particular belief. And I could say that I recognize this to be true in all my egoic dealings. Okay, I'm going to just jot that in here. I have given this belief power by believing my ego. Believing my ego, and letting my ego create my reality, letting my ego create a reality that was on par with its beliefs. So my ego believed that things were hard, and that my ego believed that things were hard. It believed that I was always going to be poor. It believed that I always was going to always be in debt. Yeah, that's what my ego believed, and that's what I created for myself throughout all of my adult life, excluding the last 5 years. Things changed. I started taking my authority back from my ego and changed my mind, and then my reality became very, very different. So the price I was paying for holding on to this belief, life was sucking. I was suicidal. I couldn't make any money. I was living on the street at one point. Like, I had no money, no income, no clients, no hope, hair falling out, overweight, lots of stuff going on. Okay, life was sucking, right? So that's how I want you all to go through this exercise. So you have this example, and then you have the example that I created as a part of the workbook, okay? Now, for the third eye, you're gonna do the same thing. The belief is, I am not trustworthy, right? So this belief of not being trustworthy is also very ego-centered. It's about understanding, feeling in your mind and in your ability. Like, let me say it like this. God cannot come through and express itself through your third eye, because you can't trust that. You can't trust your intuition. Because you're disconnected from the divine, you don't trust that the world is going to take care of you. Therefore, you don't trust that you can take care of you. That goes back to, you don't trust that you can deliver on your promises. There's a lot that's involved here. So the limiting belief here around the third eye is, I am not trustworthy. So look at where you recognize this belief to be true. How have you given power to this belief? And what is the price you are paying by holding on to this belief? Okay. And I'm just going to pop over here and see if you all have any questions. Hold on, let's see. Let's see. Okay, I've got some good feedback here. Okay, Monica says, if you're interested in the ultimate edition of frequency, I feel like you're going to be a caterpillar many times in the areas and have to morph as you ascend, transcend, and mend. Awakenings that result from shadow work and past trauma. Healing is a continuous process for those calling or purpose to do so. I feel not for perfection, but for balance. I think that's beautiful, Monica. And yes, that is very much the way caterpillars work. It's called molting, right? A caterpillar molts and molts and molts, and then it gets called in to transform. So you will know when it's time to stop molting, because you've learned all those lessons. And I remember when I woke up and I'm like, God damn it, I learned all the lessons. If I haven't learned it by now, I'm not going to. Why don't I just accept this shit? And then boom, all of a sudden the badass butterfly woke up, and she's like, I take responsibility, and here I am. Hey, Leanne, it's so good to see you. All right, I'm glad you made it. I hope that, did you get the workbook? All right, very good. So let me get back into finishing up here because I'm already over time, y'all. So the next limiting belief we're looking at is the throat chakra, okay, around the throat chakra. And the belief is, I do not deserve, all right? I do not deserve. And this particular belief comes from holding back. I do not deserve to communicate. I do not deserve to share my spiritual philosophy. I do not deserve to be heard. I do not deserve to be seen. I do not deserve to express. I hide behind smallness. This is all throat chakra stuff, okay? So I do not deserve is a way of keeping the throat small, keeping you small, and being unable to express yourself. Poor communication, not understanding, and receiving, by the way. It's not just the outward expression, it's also the inward reception. If I say to you, you are beautiful, and you're like, oh no, not me. Me beautiful? Who? Who is she talking to? Like you can't receive that, okay? Throat chakra. All right. So you all, this belief, limiting belief of I do not deserve is huge amongst a lot of people, particularly amongst women and particularly amongst women of color, just as a little side note. All right. So go ahead and work through that. And if you want to share any of your results in the League of Badass Butterflies, I'd really love to hear. I'd love to see what you're doing. Okay. Now, the heart chakra, the limiting belief is I am not worthy. I know a lot of you all feel that. And this one comes from this particular chakra because this chakra is about giving love, right? And a lot of people feel worthy to give love. But again, do you feel worthy also to receive love? All right. And the worth is really important because that worth is associated with Christ, the Christ consciousness. And the Christ, whether you believe in the Bible or not, the Christ consciousness has nothing to do with the Bible. The Christ consciousness is about the Christ consciousness, okay? And the Bible is about the Christ consciousness, but the Christ consciousness is not about the Bible, okay? So which came first, the chicken or the egg? The Christ consciousness. Okay, so the Christ consciousness is about unconditional love, and that Christ consciousness is the power of your heart chakra. So when your heart chakra is free flowing, you recognize your worth because it's through the Christ consciousness and through unconditional love that we humans are able to feel our true worth in God. It's because of the Christ consciousness. It is all that light that flows through and allows the human to have this experience and to be able to reach back into the light, to rest into the light, and to create through the light. That's the Christ consciousness. So through your heart, dealing with the belief of I am not worthy, okay? Where do you recognize this belief to be true in this situation? Okay, how have you given this belief power? And what price are you paying for holding on to this belief? Okay, now, solar plexus is next, okay? The solar plexus, I love this one. I cannot finish, I give up, okay? I cannot finish. This, I just saw somebody had a meme on their thing, and it said something about the difference between finishing and being at the end of the line. I don't know. I'm like, I don't see the difference. If you're done, you're done. Like, we don't need to fancify that. If you're either you've said you've made a promise to yourself or not. Did you make a promise to yourself? Yes. Are you giving up? Yes. Okay, go on, give up. It's not a big deal. Okay. So, but we want to figure out if that's right for us. For me, giving up is not an option. It is not a fucking option. It is not an option. All right. So this solar plexus, again, is about your will. And I cannot finish is about aborting a goal or a dream or a desire because you have a limiting belief that I cannot finish. And it's not just on a one basis of one thing. There are people who actually have a mindset that literally they will not finish things. They'll start, I'm going to start this, I'm going to start that, I'm going to start this, I'm going to start that, and I'm not going to finish anything. And that is a limiting mindset. Okay. So, and a limiting belief that you believe about yourself. I can't finish this. I'm not going to be able to do it. Actually, that's just a belief. It's not a fact. You can change that. Okay, you can change your dynamic. When you change the belief, you change the outside world. All right. Next chakra, sacral chakra. Okay. And the limiting belief is I cannot have. I can't have. All right. So with this belief, we are looking at, your sacral chakra is about your desire and your ability to connect and to, it's kind of like your manifestation starts in your sacral chakra. Okay. So your baby starts in your sacral chakra, in your womb space. So this is about having your, the sperm and the egg come together in that womb space. And that starts the magic of life, okay? And when you have the limiting belief, I cannot have, it's really hard for you to conceive. It's hard for you to conceive. It's difficult for conception to take place. It's hard to get pregnant. It's hard to get pregnant even with ideas. I'm not even talking about the physical pregnancy. I'm talking about it's hard for you to conceive of ideas. Your creativity is cut. So the limiting belief is I cannot have because you can't even start. You cannot even begin. So this is why it's associated with this particular chakra. I cannot have. All right. So look at your belief system around I cannot have. Recognize where it's true. Write about that. How have you given power to this belief? And what is the price that you're paying for holding on to it? Okay. And then our last chakra is I am limited. Okay. It's the root chakra and it's I am limited. Do you see these negative beliefs are powerful? If you shift these beliefs to I am unlimited, I can have, I can finish, I am worthy, I do deserve, I am trustworthy, I am connected to source, I am source, source flows through me. Do you see the difference in your being if you shift these beliefs? And the work that we're doing in this worksheet is helping you shift the dynamics of your energy because it's shifting the dynamic of your mind. That's what we want to do. All right. So y'all, that is the worksheet for today. You've got work to do. And I'm excited for you to have this work. I think that you would really thrive with it. Leanne, let me give you the workbook. I'm putting it right here for you with the link. Boom. Anybody else wants the workbook, just type workbook into the comments and we will get that to you. All right. So let me go ahead and stop my screen share. And look, y'all, that is it for us for today. I went a little bit long, but the information was there. And I hope you enjoy this process. I'm really fucking excited. I'm excited for the work I get to do with you. So if you're ready to start working with me, then go ahead and book yourself in for a strategy call. Let me get you that strategy link again. I've lost it. It's somewhere here. But let me get you that link to book a strategy call. And I would absolutely love to work with you and help you build your business. Now, when you get on the strategy call with me, what we're going to do is I'm going to first listen to who you are as a coach. Like, what do you want to do? Like, what's your vision? And let me tell you something. Some of you all are shy when you, try to talk about your coaching business with me. I know it feels intimidating. People say, you've got experience. I sound naive. And that's not actually true. Number one, coaching and spiritual coaching in particular is best done by the naive. Okay. You all need shape, but you don't need hindrance. You don't need to be hindered. You need structure. Okay. And I can help you bring structure. So you can bring me your wildest ideas. Okay. I don't care if you want to, talk about whatever you want to talk about. Okay. Bring it and let me help you give some structure to that baby, and let's shape it into an awesome program, and let's build out that business so that you can be seeing clients, all right, and getting paid. Okay. All right, everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thanks for joining. It's a pleasure to work with you, and I'll see you soon. All right. Bye for now.